Great having Damon Jackson back here on the program. He's going to be back in action against Charles Rosa at UFC Fight Night on October 29th. Damon, how's it going? You were just in the sauna. All is well, I'm assuming.
Yeah, no, it's going great. Just doing a little pre-weight cut, just messing around, and then got practice tonight. So just nice light little workout.
Well, it's good to catch up with you, man. I know it's been a bit since we've seen you in the cage. Now, let me go over this timeline here. I remember you were supposed to fight TJ Laramie. TJ Laramie's out of the fight. Then you're supposed to fight Luke Sanders. Then you're out of the fight. So what happened? Yeah. Like, what's been the latest since your last fight to this fight?
That was kind of a crazy time because I was looking, like, after that fight, I had a pretty bad weight cut, and then I went out there and lost the damn fight. And it was just it was really embarrassing to lose to that kid just because I know he's good, but he's just so young in the sport. And to lose like that was frustrating. So I was trying to get back in as soon as possible. And TJ had the fight. He was pretty amped up. I was amped up. And we were coming into the fight like 2 weeks out. And he had some injury. I'm not sure what happened to him, but he got injured. And I was like, man, are they going to fight me anyone? I'm hoping to fight just because, I wanted to do a quick turnaround. And then Luke Sanders stepped up. And then right before the fight, at a 30, I think it was like my 33rd fight, and I've never had to pull out of a fight. And I took someone down. I landed on my shoulder and separated my shoulder. Like I had a grade 1 separation, so it wasn't horrible, but it was like I couldn't dig an underhook and I couldn't turn my crossover. So my coach, Safe, was just like, hey, man, I hate that we got to do this, but, we're pulling. And so we pulled out of the fight. And since then, I've just been trying to book a fight, but I don't want to be annoying about it because I had that fight and then I had to pull out. So it was kind of one of those things where I just went back to work and helped a bunch of the guys out getting ready for fights, and just worked on my own techniques, and they're ready to go for this one. I'm excited. Charles has been around forever, and it's nice to get an opponent like that that's been around for a minute, and I'd like to just go out there and have a good fight. He's definitely that guy for that.
Yeah, no, I love the matchup. You mentioned the shoulder injury there. How long was the recovery time? Like, when were you able to get back to training after that?
It was nothing, honestly. Like, I didn't wrestle for about a month, but besides that, I hit pads a little bit, and I did a lot of, like light shadow boxing, but I really just focused on my my conditioning and just kind of, I did some hardcore running, and I've kept up with my running since then, and it's been years since I've consistently ran, and now I'm running like about 40 to 50 miles a week, and I'm hitting it real hard too. So today I had 20 minutes just on the treadmill, and I'm hitting about like on a 1 minute mile I'm hitting about 5:45, 6 on a mile. So it's it's going good right now. I feel healthy. I'm trying to get my weight a little bit lower so I have a better weight cut, and I want to be ready to go all 3 rounds because I know he will be.
And just your thoughts on, you sort of mentioned it there, fighting Charles Rosa. Style-wise, how do you look at this one? Because obviously Charles is pretty well-rounded, just like yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's been in the sport forever. He's a solid dude, and he's got a great attitude, and I know he's going to be there to fight. So I think that we both respect each other on the ground. So it could be one of those things where, one of us gets tagged and then the other one starts shooting. But I think that it's going to be a kind of a neutral type fight where we're both standing until we feel like we have that person hurt or we have them in some, bad trouble with conditioning or whatever it is. So I'm ready to go all 3 rounds, and that's what I'm doing right now, is trying to ramp up my cardio and just be ready to roll.
Was it easier to negotiate this fight with the fact you guys both have the same manager?
Well, I told Jason, I was like, hey, man, like, I don't care if I fight one of your guys, don't ever let that hold you back from matching me up. Like, he's not like, it's not like I see him daily. I don't see him monthly.
He lives on the other side of the country, right? Yeah, he's in Florida.
We text a little bit back and forth, but he's one of the best managers in the game, and it's just a great guy to work with. And I told him that, and he's like, hey, I'm never going to hold back an opportunity. If both of my guys are okay with fighting, then I'm going to let you guys fight. And I know that Charles is game to fight. We've never trained together. I've never trained at his gym or anything. So it's, we have the same manager, and I know he's a smart guy. So I know it's just he knows what's right. And we both went to fight, and it's a good matchup for both of us.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. You talked about it there, training camp. I know a lot of your guys have been fighting at your gym, Fortis MMA. Who are you mainly getting to work with for this camp that's coming up? Hey, by the way, shout out to Fernie Garcia. I see he's fighting on Contender Series. Yeah.
Fernie's fighting, and then Stephen Wynn's actually fighting tomorrow. He's actually been at our camp for last 4 years. He kind of was coming around a little bit at a time, but now he's there full time for the past year and a half. So, he's a solid kid, man. Him and Fernie both are going to be coming in heavy, and It's just it's time for those guys to get some light and get some shine because we had we had LFA coming to Dallas 2 or 3 times a year, and since COVID happened, that hasn't happened for those guys that are younger. So the Contender Series has been great for our team. Ryan Spann coming off the main event, he was on that first season, and Jeff Neal, all these guys that are big names now, and they got their start from the Contender, and I feel like it's way better for talent than the Ultimate Fighter. I know people like to watch that show, but we don't put a lot of focus in on that. We focus on getting to that point where we can fight in the Contender, and then the Contender is like these guys' chance. Like that's their chance in front of the man, in front of the guys that are in charge, and so we always come ready to go. So we treat those fights just like they're main event fights. All those guys are getting the same amount of rounds. And that's what's special about our team is that, we're putting the effort in on those young guys because we know they're coming up.
How do you see this fight playing out on October 29th? I know you feel like you're going to get your hand raised, but how do you envision the fight unfolding?
Yeah, like I said, it's going to be a tough fight because he's well-rounded. He's been a vet. He's been around for a long time. I think we're both going to be coming out heavy, swinging heavy, honestly. I think it's going to be a stand-up battle, and then one of us is going to go down. And I think that my wrestling is going to outshine his wrestling. And then we'll see where it goes from the ground. But I'm not looking to rush into the takedowns. I'm not looking to, make everybody think I'm a stand-up guy. I'm just there to fight, and I want to get the finish for sure. It's definitely something that I pride myself on. And he's never been subbed in the UFC, so that, it's definitely a goal for sure. Is to go out there and put it on him and do my normal style.
Time we're recording this, we got a big fight card coming up here on Saturday. I wanted to get your thoughts on 3 of the big fights on that one. We've got this Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler fight. What a crazy rematch this, 17 years later. Lawler with a losing streak, Diaz with a layoff. Right now in Fanduel, Robbie Lawler the slight favorite at -115, Nick Diaz -105. Who are you liking in this one? Because honestly, I think you could throw a dart at the board and probably find a better pick.
Maybe you could. I think that being active is great and everything, but also being active really it takes a toll on your body because you're doing a lot of rounds prepping for each one of these fights, and it's not like he's fighting easy fights. He's fighting tough fights, so he's in there getting banged up in practice and getting beat up in his fights, and it's kind of showed his last few fights. So I think Nick Diaz having a layoff. I think that he's in there training with his brother, training with the guys that are fighting. I think he'll be ready to go. I think he'll definitely have some rust, but I think Nick pulls it off, and I think that I think he catches him and finishes him with his hands. I think that Nick is just that guy. He's been around forever. He's got those tricks that everyone, they know, you're there, but you just don't know when they're coming. And I think Robbie really needs to consider, stop fighting, man. I just hate seeing guys like that are just so tough. They don't have those people around them to tell them, hey, you're done, man. Like, just stop. Because it's like he's got hit with some big shots, and he's taking the damage. I think that after this fight, I think they both should be done, honestly.
Co-main
I would
event?
like to see Nick, though.
Oh, yeah, no, for sure. Yeah, it's just an incredible fight. Co-main event, Valentina Shoshenko, Lauren Murphy. I know Lauren's training in Texas these days, but what are your thoughts on that fight? Valentina Shoshenko -1,300, Lauren Murphy +730.
No, that's dead on. Dead on. I don't see. I don't even see a fighter's chance. Like I don't see that one swing, that one nothing. I think she gets outscored, out techniqued, out conditioned, everything.
And then obviously the main event is in your division, Alex Volkanovsoki, Brian Ortega. Alex Volkanovsoki, a slight favorite at -164, Brian Ortega +132. Who are you liking in that one?
I like Volkanovski. I think that Ortega's a tough dude. And he's tricky. He's definitely proven himself. I think that I don't know how long his layoff was before that, and I think that was all mental. I think he was definitely hurting mentally when he took that layoff for as long as he did. So that doesn't show a whole lot of strength. I don't see him coming out and just smashing him. He's always got that chance to land a sub, but I see him going down for sure though. I think possibly a finish in the late third or fourth.
There you go. Yeah, interesting fight for sure. Back to you and your fight. Do you want to get one more in this year? Or are you kind of looking more towards next year? Assuming, I guess you get to see how the fight goes and everything, right?
That's the thing is that I tell my kids, I tell my wife and my family and my friends and everybody that's close to me, as long as I'm healthy and as long as I'm able to compete if I'm able to win in my room and compete at Fortis and I'm able to get fights, I'm going to take fights as much as I can. And I'm going to make sure that I stay on that because it's not like I get to do this forever. And It's one of those things where I'm gonna go, and then one day I'm just gonna be done, and I'll be okay with that, and I'm gonna go as hard as I can until I think I'm done, until people start telling me that I'm done, and then I'll be done. But yeah, I want to get one more in this year, or maybe maybe January or something, like soon though. Like I'm not looking past this kid at all. But I think it goes to the ground. I think neither one of us takes stupid amount of damage. I think there's going to be some submission attempts going back and forth, and I think that somebody's going to be ready to go by the end of the year, and that's my game plan.
And before we go, got to mention, I see you're back on social media, at least Twitter. I don't know what is it like an ease back in, or what are you thinking there?
No. It's not easy back. I don't even have Twitter downloaded on my phone.
Okay, gotcha.
So what I do is I log into Safari and I say what I want to say, and that's it. And I leave it like that because it's like, constantly getting your phone buzzing. Like my phone goes off all freaking day. And I know that I have to talk to at least 5 people that are very important to me. And so if any of those 5 call me, I want to be aware enough to where I'll just feel my phone vibrate and I check it. And so when you have Twitter and you have Facebook, you have Instagram, you have TikTok, and you have the notifications going off all day, you lose focus real quick. And I think that's a big problem with that. Not that it's a bad thing, because it's definitely useful in a lot of ways, but I have a lot of stuff going on with my family and my kids and my wife, and my small circle is tight. So not a whole lot gets in that circle. And that's definitely something that won't come back on for sure.
Smart man. Damon, looking forward to this fight. Anyone you want to thank? Any sponsors? Any social media? I'll give you the last word.
No, I don't. I'm not doing that on social media yet. But I just thank all my training guys, and shout out to Steven and Fernie coming up on the contender, and then we got Macy on the second. So we got a lot coming up, and definitely looking forward to it.